Hey, it's Kim here with Female and Reformed. Are you seeing a change in our culture where no one wants to submit to authority? Everyone seems to have their own agenda. Bashing government officials is running rampant. Respect is no longer given to anyone in a place of authority. And now the latest demand to dismantle and defund the police department? Trust me, I get it. I'm just seeing the daily search engine headlines is all you need to rile you up to the point where you just want to go rally your neighbors and grab pitchforks and torches and march into the town square and give your local officials a piece of your mind. But in today's video, I'm going to shed some light on what God's word has to say about all of that, because that's what we do here. We educate women about biblical truths. So, click subscribe below to join us as we empower other women with the truth as well. So, obviously, you cannot escape the chaos of the American landscape. We've been on a moral decline for years, and it seems like it's picking up speed. You have to wonder if it's actually worse, though, or are we just exposed to more of it because of viral posting? I'm going to start today's mini lesson by reminding everyone of 3 familiar verses from the first chapter of Ecclesiastes, where King Solomon says in verse 2, all is vanity, and in verse 4, one generation passes away and another one comes, and then in verse 9, there is nothing new under the sun. Let's marinate all of that for just a bit. All is vanity? Well, hey, I don't think you're going to argue, because all you need to do is take a look at all the selfies all over the place, and you will agree with that one. The next verse, one generation passes away and another one comes. Yep, we are on our way out of here, and it's not that far off. And then someone is going to inherit everything that we hold dear, because guess what? We can't take it with us when we go. And there's nothing new under the sun? Yep. All the shocking things that we are being bombarded with every day, well, they've always been, and they always will be until Jesus returns to rule. So, I'm curious, did you even know that that last verse, nothing new under the sun, was actually from the Bible? I think it's pretty interesting how many people actually recite that verse time and again and not really realize the origin of it. So, now you know. So, let's keep Solomon's statements in mind as I share a few verses about authority with you. In the story of Daniel chapter 2, the account goes that King Nebuchadnezzar asked Daniel to interpret his dreams. But before Daniel gives any interpretation in verse 20 through 21, he begins by saying, "Blessed be the name of God forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his, and he changes the times and the seasons. He removes kings and raises up kings. He gives wisdom to the wise and knowledge to those who have understanding." Let's marinate all of that for effect as well. Blessed be the name of God forever and ever. Wisdom and might are his. You get it? He knows everything, ladies. He's never surprised. God is the one who's changing the times and the seasons, not our elected officials. And God removes kings and he raises up kings. He is never not in sovereign control over who gets elected. And whether you're talking local, county, state, or nationwide government, he knows who's on the Supreme Court and who is in the White House. He allowed all of it. He can remove elected officials anytime he wants, and he'll raise up the next new batch, because it is all about him and his plan. He can use bad leaders as well as good ones to bring about his plans. Now, I didn't say he's happy about corruption or evil leaders. I said he can use them for his purposes, and guess what? He does. Psalm 37 is actually a great antidote for a time like this, when you feel like, you maybe need to get a hold of a brown paper bag to breathe in as you're reading the headlines. So read it in its entirety, but for today, I'm actually going to reference verses 9, 12, and 13. So listen up as I layer these verses on top of everything that we've just marinated from King Solomon. Verse 9 says, "For evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait on the Lord, they shall inherit the earth." Did you hear it? Wait on the Lord, not grab the torches and burn down the city. Then in verses 12 through 13, he says, "The wicked plots against the just and gnashes at him with his teeth. The Lord laughs at him, for he sees his day is coming." I don't know about you, but that gives me hope. I don't have to march in the protest, rally the troops, grab the torches, any of that. It says that the Lord laughs at evildoers, because he knows their end is coming. Now, When we chew on all of this, I got to admit, I feel a little bit silly that the news article yesterday morning got my knickers in a knot for the day. So hopefully you're feeling the same way right now. And for those of you that keep sending me those prophecy warning videos through private message and say, please watch this before it gets deleted by Facebook, stop, please stop. We already know what's coming. And we've got God's word to tell us that. And guess what? God wins in the end. Now, let's all really settle in to that. And that way we can breathe and relax, because it's true. He is sovereign. He knows everything, and he is in total control. And seriously, do you think that he needs your help to spread the word about government corruption? No. So, you know what you could message? You know what message you could really spread that would bring glory to him? Would be his truth. His gospel message 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten son, that whoever believes in him should not perish but have everlasting life." But you can't have that promise without submission to his authority. He's the ultimate ruler, king, and Lord over all. They go hand in hand. The Apostle Paul reminds us in his letter to the Romans in chapter 13. Matter of fact, the heading on that title, if you've got a Bible with headings in it, it will say submit to government. He doesn't say only if they're good leaders or we agree with them. It's non-negotiable. Right there in verse 1, he says, "Let every soul be subject to governing authorities, for there is no authority except from God, and the authorities that exist are appointed by God." What? Yeah, the authorities that exist are appointed by God. So I'm sorry, if you wanted to argue with me up to this point with what I've said, that's great. But I'm thinking Paul just shut that door. I'm envisioning him doing a little drop the mic kind of action with that. So how about you? Can you let go of the frustration? Can you stop feeling the need to join in the protest, click on the share for the Facebook, pass things around on every agenda-driven post? Or can you just surrender to the current authority, knowing that God has appointed it? Most importantly, before you can truly do any of that, will you once and for all surrender to the one true, righteous, sovereign authority, God alone? Surrender. Well, I hope that this video gives you hope, rest, and peace in these chaotic times that we're living in. And if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, share, and comment. Together, we can be Bible influencers for women around the world. And until our next video, proclaim truth. Bye for now.